Hey, this is Rodney. Welcome to Guardian Angel TV. Today I'm going to talk to you about 7 keys to hearing God for yourself.
Hey, Rodney.
And this is my friend Trent. He's going to help us out today. All right. Hey guys. Hey Trent.
Hey, Rodney. How's it going?
Good. The reason why I asked Trent to join us today is because he has this great story, and now you're going to go on this incredible adventure to Australia, right?
I am.
He's just going to pick up and go. And
a year ago, if you would have told me I was going to Australia, I would have told you you're insane.
Yeah.
But the Lord works in mysterious ways, and following Him is an adventure.
You had to actually hear God to confirm this.
I had to hear Him through His people. I had to hear Him through just little things that He was showing me throughout my life, throughout my day. I was really just seeking Him, saying, Lord, I cannot do this if you're not in it.
Okay, so you have to be like going to church 2 or 3 times a week, perfect life, ducks in a row, and a halo over your head to hear God, right?
So that is what you might think. That is not the way that it works. Rodney, you and I have a lot of different upbringing, right?
Yeah, let's talk about that. So I'm from an Asian family.
I grew up in a typical American family.
I grew up with a bad crowd.
I went to youth group, went to camp,
and did illegal things.
And I had tons of friends in the church.
Thought all Christians were hypocrites.
Spent most of my time at the church.
I hated church.
I didn't believe that I could hear God.
I heard God at an early age in a vision. So it doesn't matter your background, where you came from, what you've done.
God wants to speak to you wherever you're at in your spiritual journey. He spoke to me before I was even trying to listen to Him. And I think that it was the same case for you, right, Rodney?
Yeah, I heard Him when I was 6 years old, when I wasn't looking for God. I didn't know really anything about Him.
Yeah.
Some things happened to you when you're about 18 to 22 years old.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so when I was 18, I went to one of those summer camps that I talked about. I was just going through the motions, and God got a hold of me and said, hey, Trent, I want you to live for me. I created you to live for me. I was doing okay in my walk with God at that point, but then I found myself on Tinder hooking up with a girl, and that led me into a lifestyle of sin where I was hooking up with her on Tuesday, leading worship on Wednesday, and hooking up with her again on Thursday. It was just eating me alive inside. And I called out to God and I said, God, I'd rather die than live like this anymore. And He met me in the most powerful way He'd ever met me in my entire life.
Could you say that that was like a real moment of direct honesty?
It was the most honest I'd ever been with God. God really got a hold of me, and everything changed after that day.
You were a youth pastor at the time. How long were you doing that for?
So I was serving at that church. I've been serving at that church for the last 7 years. I've been serving in the youth for about 6, and I've been the pastor there for 2 years. And so I love these students.
Yeah.
It is not like I wanted to leave.
Yeah. So back in January, you actually felt a shift in the season, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so in January, I just started to feel like there was something new that God was leading me into. And I actually had a couple job opportunities open up, people saying, hey, I want you to come join our church. But I just kept praying through it and praying through it. And I didn't really feel like those were the things. But through those opportunities, I started asking God these questions. Okay, God, what are you doing? What are you doing? He just kept drawing me in closer and closer, and it pushed me into the most intentional time of seeking the Lord and asking Him His will for my life.
July 4th comes along. We haven't even met yet. You're in this process.
Yep.
And we meet at a 4th of July pool party.
Indeed.
Yeah. And so we've known each other for what? 4 months now?
4 months. 4th of July, I had just had a door close. And when that door closed, I said, okay, Lord, I know you have something better for me. You need to reveal that to me. And so running into you, you gave me a prophetic word and basically just said, hey, I feel like you're on a path of burnout.
Before you go on, not everybody knows what a prophetic word is.
Yeah, so a prophetic word is, something that you feel the Lord speaking to you to speak to somebody else.
I mean, I never met you before.
Yeah.
And it gives God the glory because only he can reveal secrets to me for him to help him in his life.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had been on that path of burnout. So when you said that,
Yeah.
I really resonated with that. I was tired. I was hurting, just from doing all the youth ministry and all the different works. I was exhausted, and so my soul really resonated with that. And then you talked about God wanting to send me on some sort of journey or traveling. You said even possibly a vacation, and I was like, okay.
Prophecy can be giving information about the past, the present, and the future.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a prophetic word of the present,
Yeah.
like a word of knowledge that you're
Yeah.
on burnout.
Yeah.
And then I also gave you a word about the future, which you were still trying to discover. You had no idea yet, because God was planning to reveal himself to you.
Yes. Yes. You mentioned that this was going to be a trip that would sustain me and equip me for ministry for the rest of my life. And it was going to be the people that I would go and become and be a part of, and also the people that would go with me. And so I just was like, okay, I don't really have any idea necessarily in mind. I mean, some of my friends are wanting to go over to this place, but I don't really feel like that's me, so I don't know. I went home and made a list of places I felt like I wanted to go, places in the U.S., places abroad, and it was through those lists God made it clear that, hey, Hillsong College was something that you always wanted to do. It was something that was on your heart years ago. I still have this door open for you.
Yeah. Do you want to explain what Hillsong College is?
So Hillsong College is a international leadership college over in Sydney, Australia, put on by Hillsong Church. And they're probably the most globally influential church in the world. And so the opportunity for me to go study under them is just an incredible opportunity. It's something that I wanted to do back in 2016, but the door hadn't opened, and I got hired at my church, and so I thought, okay, that's not for me. But then the Lord told me, hey, Trent, I can resurrect people, I can resurrect my son, and I can resurrect your dreams too.
To go over keys 1 through 3 again, key number 1 is talk directly and honestly to God.
Key number 2, ask questions. God, what are you up to?
And 3, look for the gift of prophecy. That's all the time we have for today. So we'll see you on the next episode of Guardian Angel TV.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.